So how do you hold the agents on your team accountable? The first most important thing that you have to do to hold an agent accountable is have one-on-one meetings. And that begins the moment they start with you in your real estate team. Why? Because in that first meeting, you're setting goals, you're setting expectations, you're setting standards, you're creating a framework of what they need to do to succeed in your team, in your system. So I have a rhythm of one-on-one meetings that we perform in our team. The first week when they start, you may have 1 or 2 meetings, and then you want to have multiple weekly meetings with them for the first 6 weeks. Every single week you're checking in because they're going to be lost. They may not know how to use a tool. They are going to have a lot of questions, and you want to tackle them head on. Now, these are 20 minutes to 30-minute meetings. And what you're going to do is put them in the calendar for 20 minutes, and if there's anything else that you need to do, it overflows to 30 minutes. And in those meetings, you're going to give them assignments. A new agent, some of the assignments I give them is, hey, go out and look at communities, look at properties, call these 100 leads and let me know how it goes. That's the kind of stuff that happens in a one-on-one meeting. Change those meetings eventually to where you're meeting twice a month, because they're not going to need all that attention because they're building momentum, they're busy, so you're going to cut that back a little bit twice a month. But what's going to happen is you're going to have a bigger meeting every 60 to 90 days, depending on your cadence. And in that bigger meeting, you're going to take a deeper dive. What has happened in the last 60 days? What have they accomplished? What has been their activity? What is in their calendar? So those are some of the things that you're going to discuss in those meetings. Lead with questions. Great coaches ask great questions. So you want to make sure that you're empowering your agents by teaching them how to think, by asking them great questions. So what else can you do to hold your team accountable, to hold your agents accountable? I highly recommend having a morning huddle, a morning call. Every morning, my team meets at 8:37 a.m. All the agents, all the staff, we go in there, and that call every morning is a call where it's just quick hits. 3 things. What are some good news for the week? What are you excited and grateful about? What are you working on today? Because it's a daily call. So what are you working on today? And then the last one is what challenges, what sticking points have you encountered in your business in the day prior that we can talk about? And guess what? If you have a team and you have 4 or 5 agents in there, the sticking point, the challenge from one agent empowers the other so that they're learning together. And it's like, oh wow, that happened to that person, so I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to me. Those agents have a community that they can share their struggles with. And then as the agents are growing and become more experienced, they help each other, they share ideas, they interact with each other every morning. It doesn't take more than 15 minutes, super fast, super power. What are you grateful for? What are you doing today? And what are your challenges? So having that morning call is going to keep the accountability at a high level. Something else we do in our team to keep that accountability at a high level is we send a reminder, an email to our agents to cash out every day. Because here's the thing, when you have a business and you start the business with $100 and then you sell $50 worth of goods, and at the end of the day you cash out, you should have $150 in that register. As an agent, we send them an email. It's called an end of day report. And every day at the end of the day, they need to say, okay, what did they do for the day? And I'll tell you a little secret. The reason that I did it, and I actually send it at 4 o'clock every day, which is very early in the day, right? Is because it's a reminder for them to finish off. It's like, okay, well, I got the email. I'm going to have to cash out. I'm going to have to submit my report. Did I do what I said I was going to do? And if they didn't do what they said they were going to do, then it's a reminder for them to do it. and they go, wrap it up, submit it in the report, and then they show up in the morning call as a winner. And that's what you want. You want great energy. You want them to be winning. You want them to get those reminders. So that keeps the accountability at a high level, because every single day they have to submit that report. And we check those reports. They're accountable to those reports. If they're not completing their reports, they don't receive clients from us. They don't receive leads. Because if you're not doing your end of the bargain, why should I invest my hard-earned marketing dollars in your business to help you grow, right? So that is very important, that you have an end of day report and you're asking your agents to submit their vital metrics at the end of the day. Now, every team needs to have a church, right? That moment when you get together and you're empowered and you have energy, positivism, and there's a great training, right? A sermon, if you will, or great content. We have our church, and it's our Tuesday team meeting. Every Tuesday we have a team meeting, and in that team meeting, we train the agents. We hold them accountable as well. They have to show up. That is a requirement to be on the team. Sure, they may excuse themselves one week, but at the end of the day, they have to show up to the team meeting. Because if they're having a bad week, that team meeting lifts them up. They see people who are winning. They see agents who are victorious. We are showing all the winners in that team meeting. We're highlighting, we're celebrating, we're encouraging, and we're empowering our agents. So your team meeting needs to be a great environment. It can be on Zoom. We've done them on Zooms. We do them in person. Sometimes we do lunch and learns. It doesn't really matter. It actually works of all ways and all kinds. It's all about the content so that the meeting is efficient and effective. So for us, we start with great music, a quote, great momentum. Even if it is on Zoom, we have that energy going. Then we have an intro, welcome, and we go right into reviewing numbers. How did the team do the week prior? How did the agents do? Who is the agent of the week? What is a topic of training that they need that we can give them a quick hit of 15, 20 minutes of value of content? And then we wrap up with announcements. So you want to create a nice structure for your team and for your meeting so that every single week they get empowered by being around your culture and being part of your energy. And if you want to keep your agents highly accountable, I recommend you are super transparent. So we show in our team meeting everything that the agents have accomplished, not only for the week prior, but for the current year. So to the point where you can see how many leads they got. So there's full transparency on who's getting the most leads, who's not, and it's really all based on their performance, no secrets. How many deals they got under contract, how much volume, how they did last week. Did they put a deal under contract? Did they do a closing? It's all transparent. You can see who are the top agents. And we also select the agent of the week based on those numbers. Now, it's not just the agent that sold the most homes or got the biggest deal. No, we may take one new agent that just started out and within a week put a deal under contract. That's better than the agent that's doing 3 deals a week and last week he did 2. So it doesn't matter if that agent was the highest agent in contracts last week. If a new agent is showing big momentum, we highlight that agent. We also have a more elaborate meeting once a month where we celebrate birthdays, where we buy a cake, and we just celebrate the agents for the month. And it's a more powerful meeting. We make sure we have food, we got energy, and it's super powerful. So again, these are things that are going to keep that accountability at a high level. So having that transparency and showing what is there is public accountability. You want the other agents to call each other out. You want the agents to compete with each other because that is creating public display of accountability. I got one more for you, and that is recognition. You gotta have a recognition program. Like we have awards that we give out every year for different accomplishments. We have the Rookie of the Year for our team, not for the brokerage. I mean, sure, the brokerage has their own awards, that's awesome, but for your team, you wanna have this recognition. You wanna celebrate your people. We have milestone awards, $2 million club, $5 million club, $10 million club, the Crusher Circle. We have the Rockstar Award. We have all sorts of recognition for our agents, things they can look forward to so that it creates accountability. Because some people want to be recognized by seeing the display of an award. They crave that. They want that. They want to be recognized in front of everybody. Some people just want to ultimately beat out the next guy. So here's what I tell my agents. I'm giving you a proven system. You follow it and you will be successful. Now, that proven system is different than what you would accustom as a single agent that is independent. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to perform. You're going to be held accountable to the opportunities that you're being given. So if you're investing in your team and you're investing money, if you're investing time, if you're investing energy, the least they can do is believe in the system and believe that, yes, that morning call is important. Yes, that end of day report is important. Yes, showing up to the team meeting is important. And the only way for them to be successful is to follow the system to a T and show up and be accountable. If you want to learn more about how I build my $100 million real estate team, I have a free class, $100millionteam.com. Go take it. I give you everything. This is not fluff. This is amazing, amazing content. I give you all I've got in that class. I highly recommend you take it if you're looking to take your team to the next level.